So last part of this mesocycle, it's basically putting it all together. Very few submissions in Henry Akins' system. I mean, he didn't really have any from this position. We taught heavy as well. Okay. The transition then was attacking that straight arm lock. So obviously that was one submission that we did. Possibly Matthew defends by cupping his leg. That allowed me then to advance the mount. We've already covered the Henry Akins mount system, so you've transitioned to the better position. The other thing we did was if he cups the inside of his leg, we can win the underhook, and then we switched to super chill. So the majority of the submissions was from here. Obviously, the paper cutter is your main weapon from there. Matthew pushes. We showed you the shotgun armbar from there, or possibly as he pushes, that gives me the crucifix, and then we now know how to wrist lock from there back to that position again. Also possibly they go for the paper cutter and this arm comes from behind. We had the Americana, we also had a one arm version of the Americana. I mean, those are sort of the main things, but notice the way I wasn't going for any of this stuff when I step over and we go into jujies or just turn this way, legs this way, for perfect. Or I started to work the crook of my arm to here, and stuff from the dorsal position. Kimira's taking the back from here. The reason Henry Akins doesn't play this game is his whole game is about pressure, heavy as a whale. Keeping your opponent flat the whole time. Constantly just cooking them from this position. So maybe from here, then I'm into super chill. If he leaves that arm in, that's good. I'm just going to constantly, but notice the way I'm just constantly putting weight and pressure on him. Then we also looked at if he turned away from me, we know now how to get him back down here. Or he turned into me. Yes, and we can pluck that. We just want him constantly flat. Anytime you go for more riskier submissions, like a step over armbar, my weights come off him. There's more chance of him now getting into a scramble and turning in. Henry Akins does not want scrambles. He just wants to be here the whole time. Anytime you're putting weight and pressure on them, there is no scrambles. Also, all the submissions we've taught so far are very low risk. So in other words, if I'm in this position and I'm going for this and I don't get it, turn your neck. Okay, maybe the hand comes around for the Americana and maybe I don't get it. We're back into, I've never risked my position. I'm looking for the crucifix. He pulls this back into this again. Constantly just playing the game. I never take my weight off him to go for another sub, if that makes sense. So it's just a certain style of playing jiu-jitsu, but a very low risk style. If you play your side control game this way, you'll invoke very little scrambles from your partner.